Yes, hello everyone. We are back and we are back previewing the Manchester United versus Brighton Premier League preview show. Welcome back. Yes, everyone, welcome back to the Man United agenda. And as always, we're joined by Mr. B, OMONDI, and Roy Rebel Kent. What is going down? What a name. What a name to kickstart the show. How are we all doing, guys? How's the weekend going?
Good, man. Good, man. Man United decided it's been all right.
Great watch along yesterday as well. You and Talk, Mr. B disappeared. So I don't know what's going to happen. Are we swapping? What's going on?
No, definitely not swapping. That's hot seat. Mr. B for sure. I mean, he's one. It's funny, isn't it, when you get reactions like that? I think I've noticed that Mr. B, his reactions are amazing, and that's why he gets plugged on all these sort of reaction show things. You know, these little compilations. But I just want to say, yeah, it's really interesting when you're doing the watch along. Yeah, it's hard to sort of gauge everything. So I want to sit back and take my notes rather than sit there and make a reaction. But my biggest reaction is to this Roy Kent guy, this new member of our team.
Yeah. Hello, Roy Kent. How you doing? You all right?
I think it's just summing up my demeanor. I'm taking inspiration from a TV series that one of our guys was referenced as being the Ted Lasso series. Roy Kent is basically this surly individual that he doesn't tolerate no crap. And at the moment, I think Manchester United is tolerating some crap in terms of our players.
Brilliant.
Just to add, in other news, we lost. We were in the semi-final today. Our Sunday team, we lost. We're 2-0 up, and we lost 4-3 in the end. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Where was the defensive effort?
Welcome to the channel.
Very good.
Did you play today, buddy?
I didn't play, no.
Oh, okay. That's why they lost, yeah?
Well, either way, whether I'm coaching or playing, we should be winning. But terrible performance.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, welcome to everyone in the chat. We can see Pat's joining us, and Rebel is disappearing. He's having the name change. That's the problem, isn't it? I think it's the name change there. But guys, we are going to preview, and we're going to ask the guys in the comments as well. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button to the Man United agenda. Poor performance, or should we say not very clinical against Southampton on the weekend. I'm going to say probably more or less not clinical enough, not taking the opportunity. But let's kickstart. We are previewing the Brighton game, and we will come up against one familiar face. Is going to be none other than Danny Welbeck, United through and through, boyhood player through Man United, came through the ranks and everything like that. Playing a Brighton side team who Graham Potter seems, when he first came in, a lot of people questioned sort of the sacking of Chris Hughton. Yeah, a lot of people questioned it and thought it was a wrong thing to do, really and truly, to sort of sack him. But Graham Potter came in and basically seemed to like got them playing in a certain system and a certain style. Very hard to beat, and this season they're flying this season. And last season we thought, right, relegation sort of, but nowhere near relegation. And this season it seems like they're doing really well. And again, guys, to how Brighton is playing this season as well, the fans on Monday, why the fans feel sort of they should be doing better than what they actually is, because there was calls like booing a couple of times as your games. I don't understand it at all.
This is what happens when you raise expectations. As you were talking about last season, Brighton have done really well, and they were on the lips of everybody. Everyone was really praising Graham Potter, not Graham Poch. You called him Graham Potter, yeah. You get mixed with Pochettino, maybe. You got Pochettino on the brain.
I got Pochettino on the brain, and I need Poch in.
You really want him at the club, don't you? Yeah, but he did. Yeah, I think Potter done really well. He's brought in players. Their transfer policy has been really good. Picking up Lamptey really cheap. Basuma, good player. You know, the only issue was last season. They if you look at the stats, they were really hard to beat. they just couldn't finish their dinner. They were creating a lot of chances, a bit like Man United, but they couldn't put them away. And they were crying out for a goal scorer, someone who can get like 10, 20 goals a season. They got Mopay. He's got about 9 goals. He scored yesterday this season. And Welbeck's been on the goal, been scored a few goals as well. So I think the fans, it's all about raising expectations, isn't it? If you're playing well, and then your standards drop a little bit, the fans will get on your back. It's just, this is how fickle football fans are. They're not looking at the long-term goal for Brighton, and they need to stick with Potter because he's a great manager, and their format for sustaining themselves in the league is fantastic. It's one of the best out there. You know, look at the budget, look at the players, look at the style of play. They're really, really balanced, and I really have to give them a lot of respect. Nice new stadium down there. I've seen it with my own eyes. I go down to Brighton quite a bit, so I think they're a good side, and they're no mugs. I mean, if they win, they'll be 3 points behind us, and that just shows, that they're up there. They're performing really well. The only thing for me is the goal scorer. They create a lot of chances. They've got to finish their dinner, and I don't think they still, even though Mopai is scoring, I don't think they've got that guy yet. So that's why the fans probably disheartened.
Okay. And also going back to the Brighton, I don't know, Mr. B, I did London to Brighton a few years ago, and at
London
first,
to Brighton, what?
bike
Train.
ride. Bike ride.
From Victoria.
That is your
Yeah,
fucking
Victoria.
business, brother. That's your business.
Yeah, I did London to Brighton, and the hill the final part of the stage when you're doing the bike ride. I don't know if anyone in the comments ever done London to Brighton, but the final part where you literally the hill, you come up and all of a sudden the hill's like this, and you're going up, and literally you're pedaling as hard as you can. I did it with no training whatsoever. I just went on my bike and did it. It took us 8 hours to do London to Brighton.
Wow.
Bike
How
ride.
long?
8 hours.
On a bike.
Yes. Yeah. So for people that don't know it, what's happening right now, I'm pulling Mr. Bean into a trap, you see. The swearing jar is going to be donated to charity, but he's going to be doing a London to Brighton bike ride on this as well. So you guys hear it first. Going back to it though, London to Brighton, as you're climbing the hill up and you reach the top of the hill, if you look in the far distance over sort of like a cliff, you can actually see the stadium, and it's looked fantastic from that view. Oh, Rebel, keep going. I'm coming to Rebel next. But go on, Mr. B. Mr. B, I was going to say London to Brighton for a minute, but Mr. B, Brighton at the moment seems like, as what Amonde said, if they win their game in hand, they're like only 3 points away from us. Also, we will look at the league table as well and see what distance Southampton are from us as well. Tottenham dropped points today. Arsenal don't play until next week as well. So, Brighton, how do you think sort of they're doing this season?
Better than us. They've got a style of play. Potter's got a style of play. It was there. Monday said it, summed it up perfectly. They've got a style of play. Potter just needed somebody. I'm thinking they need a Defoe type player in their team that'll just finish. Doesn't have to do much else because the team do everything else. It's just that final pass or the final shot at goal that they seem to be lacking.
Yeah.
Shouldn't. Yeah. Go on.
No, go on. You carry on.
Yeah. I'm expecting it shouldn't be like that, but I'm expecting quite a difficult game, just because they play as a team, and at the moment, Man United seem to be playing. There's a lot of individuals, so it'll be interesting how they set up and how we set up for the game tomorrow.
Yeah. And Rebel, Brighton sort of, as I said, alluded to earlier, regarding the Brighton fans sort of got upset Brighton during a couple of games. So expectation for Brighton for this season seems to be very, very high, isn't it?
And rightly so. They're a very well-organised unit. Looking there at the last few games, their ball retention is fantastic. They commanded 65% of the possession against Watford in their last game. They've got a very tight defensive unit. They'll be more than likely be playing 3 at the back with their wing-backs. Lamptey, who's a player that we looked at as possibly coming in to support our right back options, is clearly showing that he's got a considerable amount of times and is able to cross the ball, evidenced by his assist in the last game against Brighton. Corella against Watford, my apologies. And so they're a very well organised outfit, and I think they're going to be difficult to break down for Manchester United because we have been struggling in front of goal, even when we are creating those chances. So I have a deep fear for us on Tuesday.
Yeah, and also with it, even when they drew against Chelsea as well, the formation where they play. So obviously they do play a 4-4-2. They also play like a 4-1-4-1 as well formation where they sort of like pack the midfield as well. And I think that could be the problem for Manchester United, where we can't really and truly blame the midfield every week. We're not going to blame the midfield every week, but at the same time, it's almost like the players we've got at the moment, they don't have that fluidity sort of rhythm to sort of like work together and sort of coincide each other and help each other out. It's almost like it's all built on individuals. On Monday, would you agree with that at all, or?
No, I don't entirely agree with that. I think we're trying to get a model of football. We played against a team in Southampton who conditioned. They're a few years in with that same formation, same system, so it's fluent for them. You can't expect us to be fluent since December. That was 2-3 months now to be like fluent in the system that Ralph's trying to incorporate into the side. There's a lot of mistakes happening at Manchester United right now. So on one side, we're seeing a progression and more chances being created, that kind of thing. But the other side as well, you're still seeing errors where we're not concentrating, we're not thinking about our game, and we're struggling too much, maybe overthinking what we're supposed to be doing during the game. I've done a little breakdown of the goal that we conceded, and that just highlights a few errors as well about players not being in the right position and players not being in a good starting position. You can't isolate and leave your players wide open, especially when, like, against Burnley and against Southampton yesterday. You start the second half after really playing well in the first half, and then you open wide open and allow teams to sort of play through you, and that's just ridiculous. If they score a set piece and it's a great goal or whatever, and whatever, I can accept that. But getting played through like a hot knife through butter, it's not good. It's not good. So I think we need to go back to the drawing board, which means for Ralph, keep persisting with going back to the training. Don't complain about the training anymore when you're doing stupidness like that. There will be a video analysis to go break down. They can use mine. You're welcome. It's all up to you, but you need to break down issues and highlight where you're going wrong and just keep drilling into the players. Doesn't matter if you're senior international like Bruno, you're still making mistakes. Doesn't matter if you're an international player like Rashford, you're still making key mistakes, and you need to be told like a young boy or schoolboy. You need to be disciplined in a way and drilled to get it right. Because if we don't get it right, then this top floor will be slipping away from us real fast.
Yeah.
Actually, interestingly, Alan Shearer has just said in an article that he's written, Manchester United have become a leaky, noisy, messy club who give their players an excuse to fail.
He's never liked Man United, has he? He's always put the daggers in, I think, old Shearer.
You know what the problem is as well? The reason why Shearer probably don't like us most is because he made the wrong decision going back to Newcastle instead of coming to win a league. He could have won. He could have done quite a lot at United. So that's why I don't really... When it comes to Man United, Alan Shearer, I take it with a pinch of salt. I don't really take Alan Shearer as sort of like, anyone else, I'll take over him. Even Ashley Cole. I'll take over him. But Mr. B, now, we're going to coincide with this Man United now. And why is it, or does it seem, we go 1-0 up, we go extra time, we come out half time, and within 2 to 3 minutes, we've been conceding?
Well, shit. Do you want me to say any more than that? Do you want me to say more?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, of course I do.
Okay. When
break it down.
I remember us cussing Klopp about burning out his players in training.
That's one person in the panel here that does that. Not all of us.
Okay.
One panel.
Right. No problem.
Where is he? Yeah, he's there down there. He's down there. No, that way. Yeah, that way.
I think our players aren't fit enough to play the way that Ranić wants them to play, with the intensity that he wants them to play. The time that he's been here, we've seen an improvement, but I don't think the players are fit enough. I really, really don't think the players are fit enough to play that style of football. So we're in a mess. I keep saying it, and I'll keep on saying it. We're in a mess. Do I expect us to beat Brighton? You'll see on my score prediction. But we're not good, Solo. We're not good. You look at bits and just bits and pieces of everything. There's always, is there ever a day when there's not something negative coming out of our club? Whether it's the performance on the pitch, whether it's a press release, whether it's another issue or other issues, there just doesn't seem to be an end. And the only way to me to see an end is to start winning games. They're not winning games, and the games are coming thick and fast this month. So the pressure's going to build. So right now, this is the time where I feel that Man United, as Monday, you always saying it, say it with your chest. They need to be going out there with their chest. Show us something different.
Yeah. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and share and subscribe button there for us, please. Welcome to everyone in the chat as well. Get involved with your comments as well. We will be reading out a few sooner rather than later. Actually, you know what? On Monday, would you take some of them away, please?
Yeah, welcome everyone in the chat. I've seen a few newbies. Hello, all the newbies. I think I can't pronounce your name, but he says Matt's in the house. Dad, forgive me if I'm getting that incorrect, but you got a few things to say. He said Luca's life. He says not doom and gloom, guys. You win against Brighton and Leeds. You've been in top 4. And he says big up to TalkMU.
We've got another new one in the chat as well. Sorry, new.
Troy. Sorry, go back. Yeah, I see Troy. Troy Jonas, how you doing? Shearer was not amazing. We just talked about Shearer and the comment that he said about Man United. It is his observation, but we were saying I think Shearer was a good player. He's top goal scorer in the Premiership. But he wasn't. I don't think he was world class, and that might seem a bit stupid to say.
I'm gonna say he was world class.
International level, Champions League that often. He didn't score enough goals going up to Euro '96. He was an old school. Brilliant.
Hang on, you don't rate Shearer, but you rate Maguire.
Okay. Rebel, let me do the comments, please. I don't want to hear your comments. TalkMU says we're still in a good chance to get top 4. We're still very happy. We need to be more energetic in the game. And it looks like Ralph is getting his system over. That's a good one. Bath time. How you doing, Bath time? He said we should be Brighton. They can't score, and they've shown against Borough. And we've shown against Borough we can set up to a 3-5-2. So just tactical analysis there. Coming now with Avdad. He says Avdad. Oh, sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Maybe shut in. He said the telling part is Brighton have drawn both games with Chelsea. Sure, they're not playing the best football, but to draw both games home and away, that says something about them. So they're monsters. You create a big monster in Brighton here. And just again about Bruno, Bath Times highlighting how Bruno's sort of damaging us at the moment, but not playing well. And they had to add here, this is to Brighton's credentials. They beat Everton and draw multiple games, and they look solid. Solid performances they're having. They're going to stay back a lot and hope to break on us. Okay, so we need to be careful of that. We have to improve our midfield. Someone playing someone else, maybe. I think he's trying to say here. Troy obviously was saying about Shearer. It was not amazing. Bath Times telling Shearer to shut up. And we want to say welcome Melina as well. Melina's in the house. We all love Melina, Arsenal fan, all the way from Canada, but she was a day oneer for us. She's been here from day one, always supported the channel, and much respect to you, Melina. And hopefully everyone here can go and support Melina as well with her channel and what she does. And finally, here we go from Ole Kunle. How you doing, man? Liverpool fan. He says, Omondi still bitter that Shearer turned down United to move to Newcastle. No, we won the Champions League and numerous leagues. He only won one. Okay, never mind. Let's move on. Thanks.
Muted.
We can't hear you, Rebel.
Rebel?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, guys, let's kickstart now Manchester United. And we spoke a bit about Brighton. We're just going to go now and start talking about the Manchester United now. Guys, if you are there, like, please share, and please subscribe. And also, remember, you can also become a member of the Man United journey as well. Join the likes of Pat, Mr. B is a member, Rebel is a member, I'm a member. I think I've done it. So guys, there's loads of people.
It's a cool club. You want to join the cool club, guys? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, it's a good club. And like we said, Pat's badge changing soon as well, so he's part of it. Oh, and SHAH is part of the member as well. He's in the house as well. So let's kickstart now. Let's go to Manchester United and talk about Man United. We're not going to sit there. We're not going to slaughter players today because I think what it is, we are going through a patch at the moment, and I think Ranieri's trying. There is, you see, there's slight improvement going. There's slight improvement. You can see changes that's happening, and when you look at the likes of Jadon Sancho, you can see Jadon Sancho. You can see sort of he's probably listening to like what Ralph's instruction is. What I'm getting. And listen to Ralph's press conferences, whether or not I'm right today or when you listen to his press conference tomorrow, what he's going to say. But it's people are not listening to instruction on the pitch. And that's what's causing the problem at Manchester United. On Monday, do you agree with that? Yes or no?
Yeah, I just highlighted that before. I do agree with that. That's the truth. Just want to say, I'm not blaming Ralph. I think it takes time to incorporate a new system into a squad, and I think we're going through that process right now. We're seeing that right now, where we're seeing these stupid mistakes, where we're wide open and we shouldn't be. You know, so instructions should be like, well, don't press and don't. Keep yourself compact. It's not all about gung ho. I heard you say earlier a comment about I was saying Klopp was all gung ho. I don't think it was. Klopp became a great manager when he tweaked his system and wasn't fully to gung ho. There was criticism laid against him about that. But he ended up winning the league and the Champions League because he tweaked it a little bit and changed system, and his in-game management improved as well. So I think the same can apply for Ralph. It's not just saying, oh, it's gung ho football, which is totally like we're burnt out. It's all also about keeping hold of the ball so you don't burn yourself out, and also about playing, like you said about instruction. Like you're saying about instruction, excuse me, on the pitch. Players also, to add to that as well, you've got instruction, but also players need to be experienced enough to understand what to do as well in certain situations. I.e., if you're 1-0 up at half time, come out in the next half and make sure you just get compact so we don't concede again. I don't want to see that happen 3 times in a row.
Yeah. There's MUFC. Welcome to the channel. Yep. Welcome to the channel. Greatest goal scorer in the world. Yep. Okay. Welcome to the channel. Let's go to Rebel.
Yeah, I think you're seeing players that are used of this type of system rising to the top. The likes of Sancho, who would have been more used of this type of football from his time at Dortmund, is definitely showing what he's about now, and he's beginning to prove doubters wrong. The one concern I have, and I saw at the last game that OMONDI did the watch along for, is unfortunately it looks like Ronaldo appears to be immortal now. Sancho came along from the wing and put a beautiful ball through for Ronaldo, and about 2 or 3 years ago that was tucked away in the back of the net, but you found that he ended up rushing the shot and therefore didn't get enough pace on the ball, and that allowed the time for a defender to get back and clear the goal-bound effort. So it's beginning to look like Ronaldo is mortal and he's coming back to other players' levels, and maybe he might even be starting to admit to himself that the pace of the Premier League is a bit more telling than it was when he was here before.
Okay. Mr. B, now going to kick in and start with Mr. B. I know obviously you normally do the watch along things like that, but at the moment it's like, where do you see Man United at the moment in sort of with Ralph? Is there any slight improvement? Can you see like levels? Even though we're joining these games, I can see a sort of slight improvement. I'm not sure about you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see an improvement. I do see an improvement, but the improvement is not quick enough. And right now, it's not even a lottery. We know we're going to score, but we also know the opposition are going to score. And I think right now that's the situation that we're in. I'm not sure we have the players to play the style. As I said, I'll keep saying it. I'm not sure we've got the players to play the style that he wants, but I don't see that he should be adapting right now. He tried one. What did he come in trying? 4-2-2-2. That was his big thing. That was his mantra. After a while, he realized them players can't do that. He went to 4-2-3-1 for a couple of games. The players are used to that. They had one good performance and then they dropped off again. So I want to see an improvement. I really, really want to see an improvement.
Yeah. To be honest with you, like I said, I can see improvement. I can see sort of Jadon Sancho is getting better on the pitch. I can sort of, on Mondays, always talk about like the Dallo of the world. A lot of people don't really rate Dallo. A lot of people don't really rate Tellez. He said it, and you can see those players are improving. Unfortunately, you look at players like Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, and it's almost like they're going backwards rather than sort of stepping up to it and actually fighting for that spot. So if they're fit, you know, Dallo and Tellez going to start over them. Now, we're looking at certain players, and I think what probably the issue is, and players been highlighted this week in the media and everywhere else, it's, again, sort of midfield. I think Scott didn't have the best game he played, but at the same time, I don't want us to sit there and absolutely hitting Scott. Fred didn't play, thank God for that, so no one can blame Fred.
So look, you've raised a good point, and I think OMONDI has been harping on about this a bit as well, is there seems to be a lack of understanding of the roles required in this type of system from our central midfielders, because none of the three players that are playing there, whether it's either Scott or Fred with Pogba and Bruno as it is now, are actually natural defensive midfielders, and that's why we're leaving holes, I think, and that is causing problems for our centre-backs.
Yeah. Guys, there is 27 likes and there is 11 in the chat. Can we just smash that like, please, and subscribe button? Player that we missed, he's back now. And I think so far he hasn't put a foot wrong, even though when Randy came out and said sort of instruction wasn't taken on board with, I think it was to do with Bruno and Pogba sort of not covering the space, what they were told to cover, is poor Pogba. What do you make of his performance so far on Monday?
Yeah, very good, very good. I'm a big fan of Paul Pogba, as you know. The main reason is because he can control the ball, he's got good technique, he can distribute the ball, short, long, he does it all, and he can hold off players as well, as you've seen recently in the games since he's come back. We've got a lot of composure on the ball now, he can get his foot on the ball, look up and play some really positive passing, which is what we require, because when you've got the Mac Fred in midfield, I think we're sort of limited with our passing, and it gives us an extra edge, I think, with the football. That's why I'd like to see more Bruno dropping back in with Pogba and another guy to make a nice free, and they can get their heads up and start popping it into feet and causing more one-on-ones with our wingers. We saw Rashford when he went through, he was electric and he crossed the ball for our goal. We saw Sancho, he's on fire again. So give these guys one-on-ones early by giving them the ball early, by having that ability to play that pass, 2 feet or into the space in front of them. Then we're going to start seeing more positive things. So I'm a big fan of Pogba, regardless of the situation about his contract and everything else. We're in dire straits right now, so we need him and we need to get behind him because he's a great footballer and he gives off us a lot more than what we've got at the moment, what we've had without him,
Yeah. And Mr. B, let's go to you, because obviously let's talk to you about Paul Pogba. So far, he's been it's a weird one with him, isn't it? It's almost like he get laid off for months, he comes back, and then he's Mr. Consistency, isn't he? Because he's been so consistent in the last few games he's played now for us, even though the result hasn't gone our way. He's been consistent, so no one can really and truly blame him for the results, really.
No, but we know what Paul Pogba gives. Let's be honest, we're not blind to the fact that Paul Pogba is our most gifted midfielder. We know that. It's whether he's motivated and whatever his motivation is now to be putting in those performances. We already know that McTominay is limited in what he does. We already know Fred is limited in what he does. But we also know that Pogba can do virtually whatever he wants as a midfielder with the football. It's the motivation that he has. Now, if he's playing to his level, because we look at it, he's giving us 45 minutes at the moment. And I think that's more down to fitness than anything else. I think that's down to the fact that he hasn't played in a long time. By the time he gets fit or fit enough to dominate a game, we could be out of everything. The good thing is that, as I said, the teams around us, we actually gained points on a couple of teams today, which is crazy considering how mad we were. Well, how mad OMONDI and Talk were yesterday. So Paul Pogba is our shining light. We've got a couple of shining lights, but he most definitely is the one who's stepping up to the plate at the moment.
Yeah. Again, I'm gonna go to Rebel, because before I go to my team, that's going to come next. I just want to go to Rebel and ask Rebel the same question about Paul Pogba, what the improvement is, what does he bring to the team, and I can see a big difference on what he's doing. And like what the United perspective put out there, he's probably putting himself in a shop window or putting himself in that way where the contract to get that bigger contract, we never know. But for whatever it is, he's playing fantastic.
The thing with Paul Pogba that I always felt is you never knew which one was going to turn up. We all know how good of a player Paul Pogba is. That's beyond debate. We've seen what he does for France, and we've seen when he's on it for United, he's unplayable. He controls the midfield. He makes the passes. He absolutely dictates the play and the pace of the game in central midfield. But I suppose for me, up until now, the problem was we didn't see that Paul Pogba often enough. And that's where things kind of fell astray. And I'd hope that with Bruno, when he arrived, that we'd have seen them as a double act, really strangling that central midfield and taking control of it. But the thing is, Paul Pogba obviously has a contract that's expiring at the end of this season. And we know that he's obviously keeping his options open. And he will be making a decision as where he wants to play going forward. So I imagine now is a good time to basically utilize Pogba game after game after game, because he's going to want to show either United or potential suitors what Paul Pogba is about. So definitely we need to use him and absolutely benefit from the difference that he makes to our central midfield.
And now I'm going to go into one of my subjects, and I think it's going to be a touchy subject. Cristiano Ronaldo. Do we believe he is the issue why we're not playing the sort of football we are, or do you just think he's not getting the service on Monday? And could it hamper us as well if he's goal scoring, if he stopped this goal scoring, hamper us from getting into the Champions League?
Well, let's put it this way. Cristiano Ronaldo is the reason we're in the knockout stage of the Champions League, because he was scoring goals. The problem what we're having, I think, at the moment is that we're not providing the service. And that's taken a long time to sort of score goals. We're not seeing Ronaldo. He's coming at one stage. He was coming really deep to get the ball. I would like to see him as the spearhead of it. It's remaining in the 6-yard box, remaining in the box. But I think sometimes he's thinking, man, these kids can't do it. I'm going to have to come back and help with the build-up play and that kind of thing, which maybe is good in a certain way, but also he needs to be on the end of things. And I think Rebel was stating earlier that he should have finished his dinner with that left-footed shot. He went round at the keeper and didn't hit it with true speed and enough conviction to go in the goal. But I still think he's a quality player. I think if you give him service, whether with his head, he's the only one in the side who can score with his head in the box as a striker. The other backup strikers, Cavani can do that as well, actually, tell a lie. So Ronaldo's vital for us. I don't want to start really assess him until the end of the season because he could go on a run and score a lot of goals for us. The only thing missing is feeding him. And that what it means we need to get a system of play where we can constantly feed him. And you give him the ball in the right areas, he will score goals. That's no doubt for me. You can't deny that. Until you show me the evidence that he can't score goals, not by the shot that the defender clears off the line, that doesn't mean he can't score goals. He's still getting chances, but it's like I feel he needs to get more service rather than making chances for himself or shooting from outside the box. Just give him everything in the box. That's all he needs.
Do you know?
Okay, go on, Rebel.
On a Monday's point, I actually think that he's going to be more potent in the Champions League for the rest of the season, because I think the style of football in European competition is a bit different to the sticky type of defences that we do get in the Premier League. So I would not be surprised if he bagged a brace, for example, against Atletico, because I think his style of play leaves opportunity for him to capitalise on the type of play that they set up. So I think we could have a big season from Ronaldo Champions League and maybe a slightly below Ronaldo standard, which is still a very high bar in the Premier League.
And also as well, we got to remember with Ronaldo, without Ronaldo, we wouldn't be in Champions League. That's what we got to remember. So guys, if you're liking, please like, please share, please subscribe. We are going to go to a few more of these comments now with Amanda. We'll be reading them out, and then I will be going into what is your predicted lineup, please, as well.
Okay, so there's a lot of discussion going on in the comments, and we went back to the Shearer issue. We don't want to discuss that. We're going with. Sorry. So we're just talking about Man United here from Troy Jonas. He says he sees us gelling and getting a 4-0 win. I'm just looking for a real good discussion. I want to say hi to MUFC. Welcome to the agenda. He says the only issue is nobody speaks up in this team. The club doesn't question anything the players do in training. Players are free to do as they please, no control or standards. It's like he's telling them off, and it's true. He's making some really valid points there, I believe. Which we need some order in
order in the court, order.
I'm to call you Av. He says Pogba is showing his class because we discussed Pogba. He said Pogba is showing his class to put himself on the market and get a new deal, new deal. As you said, Solo, he should go. People are talking about Tillemans, for example. I don't know. He says he doesn't have the stature of Pogba. Pogba is class, so he's endorsing Paul Pogba. Want to say bath time? Do you ever wonder? This is a good one here. He's sort of raising a question, which he does all the time. Bath time makes us think. It says, "Do you ever wonder how every manager ends up dropping Pogba and praising McTominay? Any part of you think, maybe I should take a look at what Scott does? Maybe you should do that and let us know what your analysis is of Scott McTominay. United perspective, how you doing, man?" He says, "I think Paul." It's about Paul Pogba again. This is the key issue. He's saying, "I think Paul is exceptional going forward, providing chances and the occasional goal. He's a good asset for defensive corners, but looks to really lack on tracking back." And I think SHAH made a similar point about that, about Pogba as well. And just lastly here about Ronaldo, MUFC is saying we would be 15th and out of the Champions League if it wasn't for Cristiano Ronaldo. Thank you.
Viva Ronaldo. So, guys, let's do this now. And my team's coming up. So let's see. And remember, guys, I'm not 100% sure if there's any players out, injury or anything like that. I know, obviously, Fred been out for a while with COVID, but I think he should be back. I'm not 100% sure. I've gone for Dallo. I've gone for Teles instead. I've gone for Pogba. Not sure who is fit and who's not, because I don't know about the press conference and who's available. So, guys, at the moment, taking this team to Brighton, what changes would we make from this change, or if there is any?
Can I go first?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, sorry, Rebel, you go first, then I'll go second.
Interestingly, and I'm going to hate that I'm saying this, I take Matic instead of Fred. I agree perfectly with your centre-backs. The two wing-backs, again, no disagreement there. And I think you have to start Ronaldo up top. They're my only two changes, to be honest with you.
So I'm going second. We are agreeing with you, Rebel. I think Matic is a big miss for us, and we've shown that the other day. This is someone who naturally will sit back and cover those spaces. Whether people say, "Oh, he doesn't tackle, you can't hasn't got the energy or whatever." I think that's all a myth. So Matic comes in for me with Pogba and Bruno. The main thing here, I don't want Rashford up front on his own. I'll put Ronaldo in or Cavani if Cavani's fit. The main thing for me here is the system and the shape. Once again, let's not leave ourselves open, because we can't get sliced up like we have been lately. It's really disappointing. I've noticed as well one thing you've done here, Solo. You sort of slipped in Lindelof and think you thought I wouldn't say anything about it, but I will say something about it. You're right. I do agree with you. I think Harry needs to have a little break. I finally concede. I'm happy to do that. I think Harry, I went and rewatched the game yesterday. I thought Harry made a lot of damn stupid errors. Rushing in. So many times he got caught out, he seen him tracking back, and he can't track back that fast, Don't look, just hold off a man. Don't rush in. Fool, what's the old a wise man once said, fools rush in, and, that's what he's been doing right now. He's a damn fool. I'm calling him that. And you know me, it's for me to turn and Maguire, something's up.
Hallelujah, praise Caesar.
Mr. B.
I just can't believe what I've just had. I'm so glad I went after Monday. Monday is saying about dropping Maguire. Well, wonders never cease. Anyway, team, Fred, are we calling for Fred to come back because he hasn't been playing and we've been poor?
He's been ill. He's been injured. Well, he had COVID.
Okay, so you're saying that Fred walks, but Fred doesn't walk back into any midfield. So I am having Jesus Christ, Matic. I'm putting Matic in there instead of Fred. But on the flip side of that, Fred will press the players.
He won't impress though, will he?
No, he won't do nothing. For balance of the team, I suppose it would have to be Matic, but yeah, all right, Matic. Yeah, I'm taking Matic. Sancho, I'm questioned why. Right, I understand Ronaldo not playing, but we've got Alanga in there on the left instead of Rashford. Is there a Rashford got the assist? What's the problem?
He has Rashford up top.
I put Rashford up front.
Yes, instead of Ronaldo. And you'd have,
I'm dropping Ronaldo.
Nah, not for me. Not for me. I'm having Ronaldo up front and Alanga and Alanga on the bench.
I'm looking for the future, and this is the future. Rest Ronaldo for Champions League. Champions League's the week after, isn't it?
So why are you resting him for the week after, bruv? It's the week after. It's not this week.
I've just taken Ronaldo at the fine line.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Take him out. Give Ronaldo
the solo team.
Yeah, give Ronaldo the opportunity to take a break and then hopefully come back stronger. Right, guys. Last but not least, I am going to go to the league table, and then I think we're going to stick. And I think Armando might need to. Armando might need to fly. If you can see, Mr. B. This is a league table. This is a position at the moment. So Man United, we've played 24. Arsenal's got 2 games in hand over us. Wolves won today. So if I'm right to say, Wolves go above Arsenal into 6.
No.
Yeah, they do.
What, with the game that they won? Oh, this table is before the game earlier on.
Yes, it was. Yes. Okay. So with the league table at the moment, and this is where Manchester United we are at the moment. So top, Man City top, Liverpool. Then you got Wolves. No, sorry, Wolves stay the same point as Arsenal, 2 points behind Arsenal in 7th place. But Arsenal has got 2 games in hand over Man United, and Wolves also got a game in hand over Man United. Tottenham's got 2 games in hand over Man United. If Tottenham win both their game in hand over Man United, they go, I think, on 42 or 43 points. They go on, I think. So,
bear in mind, they'll have 3 games after Tuesday.
Yes, and also Brighton. If Brighton, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not. That's it. I'm stopping. That's what the league table is telling us. So this is a predicted league table at the moment. Guys, is this looking worrying? Look at the games that Tottenham obviously got in. I'm gonna be confident with it. I'm not gonna be sort of like pessimistic and say, oh, we can't do things with it. Anything can happen in the league. Liverpool could probably go on and win the league. We don't know. But at the moment, I've still got hope. And the reason I've got hope is Leicester drew today 2-2 with West Ham. And also Tottenham lost to Wolves, even though we're getting banter by Tottenham fan earlier in the week as well about that, which sort of like karma come back to bite their asses. So...
Look, let's put it this way, guys. The Premiership is a tough league. We've got games in hands on us. They're gonna go 5 points clear. We don't see. You have to win these games, and as we're seeing, any given day against any given team, Liverpool just struggled to win 1-0 against Burnley, and they're bottom of the league. You know, we're looking at other results today. Everton, they've suddenly come back. They're fighting again. They won 3-0 against Leeds. So all these teams, Spurs, as you say, lost 2-0 at home to Wolves. So it just shows you the Premiership is a top-level league. I'm loving this. It's really exciting for this race for top 4. I don't care if Arsenal got game in hand on us. They might not win them. And as you saw in their January was really poor. They had one good result against Wolves, and then who knows what's going to happen in the next results. They're playing Brentford next time, and you know what Tony does to that Ben White. So yeah, I'm not concerned. I still think given the results over the weekend and our poor result, I still think we've got a good opportunity for the top 4. And that's my point, and that's how I'm out.
Okay.
See you later,
on Monday, before you go, because I know you're going to be on another streaming in a minute. Your score prediction, please.
obviously, my score prediction, it's
You
going to be
asked
1-0.
him.
Yeah, it's going to be 1-0 again. And we were 1-0 up at halftime and against
We're
Burnley.
going to see the game out, right?
Against Southampton. This time, I want Bruno, even if you have to put a leash on him, drag him back and keep it compact. And Dallo, stop holding, rushing out and leaving us shape all over the place. Harry Maguire, come off the pitch, man, and bring on Lindelof. Lindelof, you got an opportunity here to have a good run in the side if you play well, because Harry Maguire, he needs to rest up and have a look at the game and have a, because he's trying too hard and he's getting caught out so many times. It's becoming a comedy of errors now. So 1-0 Man United, and big up everyone on the show. Big up everyone in the comments as well. Love you guys. Make sure you tune into the Man United agenda. Make sure you press that like right now. Stop what you're doing, press that like, and make sure you press your notification as well. So any show that comes on, you can be first to tune in and first to make a comment and thing. Big up guys, big up family. I'm out.
Thanks, OMONDI. So, Rebel, unfortunately, the comments now is left to you to do, sir. So let's go back and let's remove this bit from us here now. And we are going to read some comments up before we go into our score prediction. So, Rebel, did you want to take it away?
Yeah, we'll start with the United perspective. One of
Big
our
up, welcome
members.
back. Welcome back.
He has a horrible feeling that it'll be another draw or maybe a 1-0. Okay, so he's getting in the OMONDI boat for that one. Ola Conley. Okay,
Yeah,
he's basically...
Well, they're having a conversation.
They're having a conversation, but that's more the conversation with the starting lineup. So a lot of them are agreeing with your selection of Lindelof, it would seem. Avda has also said that's why I would see Lindelof in the centre-back area. Actually, a lot of the comments since Monday last took him away is a extended part of that conversation. Here's an interesting one to throw to you, though. Matthew Bassett says, why not go 3-4-3? In other words, I presume he's saying buy Lindelof and Varane with the same wing backs and forward from that.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be interesting, really. That'll be very... But you got to think with it as well, though. When you look at Brighton, the setup they played a couple of different formation. And the formation, when you look at them, the games they've drawn against sort of like Leicester, Chelsea and things like that, the setup is almost like they play a 4-1-4-1 they played, and then also they can revert and they play almost like a 4-2-4-1 they play. It's basically they revert it quite. So what Brighton seem to do is they literally fill that midfield. So with this formation could probably work because it means then we are packing our midfield with the players.
Yeah, but midfield full of what rubbish?
Well, we've got Pogba, we've got Bruno in there as well, don't we?
Says we're going to win the Champions League. Do you know what?
I'm going to pull it out there and say the rat out of a hat, hat and say I think that's what we're going to win Champions League.
And then we have one from one of our fellow panelists. SHAH is saying you end up with long balls over the top to end up our build-up transition from defence to midfield is shocking. So he's citing problems in that area with the playing personnel. And then we're starting to go into score predictions after that, Solo.
Okay, brilliant. So, guys, if you're watching, hit that like, share, and welcome to every single member who's joined us today. Absolutely love it. Yes, the United perspective, I have to be optimistic because I want us to win a trophy. We only got one trophy to win this season. It's the Champions League. We draw. All we need is to win against Atletico Madrid away from home and just hold them for a 1-1 draw at home. We're done. We finish. Away 1-0, home 1-1. I'll take that. You hear that first, yeah? Mr. B's not having it at all. Guys, score prediction. Let's kickstart. Let's go to Rebel. Rebel, your score prediction of Manchester United versus Brighton.
Given the weight of evidence that's been the last few games and the fact that we have been struggling in front of goal, it could very well click in this game and we could end up going 3-4-0. But I have a horrible feeling that the situation that we're in will continue, because I do think Brighton are a well-organised outfit. They're defensively sound. 1-1.
Oh, Mr. B. Mr. B's laughing inside.
1-1.
What? 1-1?
1-1.
Where's
I'll be
about?
honest.
You gotta have faith.
No, listen. My faith. Maybe the faith will come back. Show me something.
Show me. Where is it? Where's
I've
the love
been-
in it? No love.
I've been confident. I mean, I called 1-1 in the Southampton game. I just don't see. I want them to prove me wrong. I'm going to go 1-1. I expect certain players to be a lot better than others, but no matter what TB puts out, I'm expecting it to be 1-1.
Okay, let me be the confident and sort of do this. And I'm going to sit there. I'm going to predict my 3-1 score. We're going to win 3-1. We have to win 3-1. 3 points on the board. Take us back into that top 4. Simple as that for me. Got to have big. Yeah, there you go. See? People agreeing with me. There you go. Straight away already. 3-1. Confidence. Pat. 2-0. Confidence. Come on, guys, man. Let's have some confidence for Man United here. We can win this game. Bath time. There you go. Goal in each half.
Lanka Ronaldo. I would love that.
I'd love
I
Elanga
expect
to
us
get
to
a goal.
score, and we probably will score first.
3-1.
first.
3-1. See, guys, what's this? I'm hoping.
The anger is building up in Ronaldo for him to batter Brighton. In other words, that he's going to take out all his frustrations and go on a scoring spree. SHAH says, Ola, there's
I wouldn't worry about that at all. Yeah, they have let them have their conversation. So, guys, from us, the Man United agenda tonight, we've gone a little bit over than what we expected to do, but all I got to say is thanks to everyone who's joined the streaming tonight. We had Troy, we had MUFC. We're struggling with his name. Go on, what's this? Go on. Av. We got Av. We're just called Av. Thank you so much for joining us. Bath time. Olukunde 007. The United's perspective. Pat was in the chat. Who else? SHAH was here. Anthony Herbert was in the building as well. Bath time. Surprised I think he agreed with my team this week. Red Devil Studio was in the building as well. Big up. Trying to go back to see who else was in it. The Man agenda was in apparently.
And don't forget to keep yourselves out of trouble tomorrow and make sure that you've got your Mrs. Valentine's gifts, because we're not taking responsibility for ye falling short.
Oh dear. I've done my best already. That's all I can say. I've done my best. Big up to Talk as well in the chat as well, keeping the mods going as well. Appreciate that. But
and
from
Melina.
us, and Miss Melina was in the building. Yeah, can't forget Miss Melina. Top lady she is. Just going back to try and see who else we could spot. But guys, from us at the Man United Agenda, thank you so much. I'm waffling on now. Appreciate all the likes, the share, and the memberships as well. From us, good night.
Cheerio.